Alright, boom. This time I really don't know if there's audio. It's not showing on OBS. Or background music, I mean. Welcome, late night, Saturday, January 17th, 2026. We're getting going here. It was a day filled with real estate specific stuff, writing contracts, going and checking places out, and I have not been in Cursor, Cloud Code at all, any of my code bases, and had a birthday dinner, but we were staying consistent. We made it. Got some house music going for me. Hopefully it's going for you. Going for the stream. So, to review kind of where we were at yesterday, the CRM is an ambitious goal, not just the CRM part, but the end goal of having audio agents and be able to do outreach, send messages, make changes, iterations to a code base, trying to get the ground level framework for, you name it, all different types of workflows by plugin agents in at the ground level of the CRM, this new CRM. So, reporting features, all that will be in the CRM. Then it will get to the point of having a dialer system, so an actual phone ability to go in and on mobile, on desktop, different experiences, but on just very quickly be able to do my lead gen, my list come in, go ahead, go through, make calls, and then even after that, after CRM, dialer, having some sort of decision tree build out where we can empower either onboarding agents or onboarding real salespeople. So that's what we're going for. That's down the road. This is going to be a couple month long process, I imagine. This would be years if I had to code this manually, but with the ability to juggle with other tasks like today and still be able to just kick the can down the road is what this series, Escaping the Rat Race, is all about. On the beach, right? So, we played in Notion yesterday. And we're gonna just context dump. We're gonna fire it up. Let's just get straight into it. Launch pod in the terminal of Cursor or wherever. I like to do it in Cursor because I like to see, oh, this is a VHS. JK. We're over here, I think. So yesterday we were building in here, and we're gonna just close all these out, and then if we go, we can stay with the level. But yeah, we're gonna set up Notion MCP, and we're just gonna bring over this whole database inline over to build the actual page for, we need to see this, build out this to make it dynamic. That's all we're doing. Just gonna get going real quick. Some new sessions going. Both of those there. Keep the third. Cool news about some Chinese kid, man, dude, brother. His context windows, I guess. So Cloud comes at 200K context window, and his, I guess there's some breakthrough, so it'd be cool if didn't have to constantly restarting new instances of Cloud. So let's see, MCP/MCP. Let's get Notion enabled. Connecting. Let's see. Get this link for this page. Yes, connected. Reference the database inline of Notion page. We want to get a plan together here of how to implement this logic in a very conservative way into our dashboard for GS Realty Client, and just need to set everything up. There should be no, the source of truth should not be Notion. We don't want to have a direct link and have to update in Notion, but rather just we want to reference this page, this Notion page, this Notion database inline. So let's get a plan in going for all the tiles of the dashboard. Boom, Whisper Flow. And then also turned off UltraThink. UltraThink no longer does anything. Thinking budget is now maxed by default. Look at that. That's wild. So I put a sus in here and Aquin. And what these are in my cloud.md file, that serves as the I guess it's in the project one, not project specific or app specific, but project specific. SUSIN stands for spin up sub agents if needed, and I have that defined just as a shortcut. And then Aquin means ask any clarifying questions if needed. In plain mode, it kind of already knows that, but I'm firing it off. So yeah, goal is, if you didn't see live stream, this is all the build out for these tiles, but all this is dummy data. Because I just want to start fresh, rather than tweaking the other CRM. I think it's going to go quicker. So we got a couple Explore agents going. Sometimes I actually define like, hey, spin up at least 5 sub-agents. We didn't do that here. I'm just seeing how this is gonna rock and roll. But this is probably gonna be a quick stream. It is late. I just want to get this at least a plan going. So also need to build out other pages. So I did define just background or a dashboard rather, and this database inline does contain other tabs. So I wonder what will work if it will ask me if I meant to say everything. And I think yes, we can do everything. and we'll launch parallel sub-agents to do one for the dashboard, one for deals, one for learn, etc. Parallelization, front. I don't even know if we'll get into testing really tonight. The last stream I asked what others are using in terms of planning. I think I started with just writing in Microsoft Word. I don't know, I like some separation between doing all the planning, like all this context here, what I want. And I did a PRD just in Microsoft Word, and that was me typing everything out. That was before Whisperflow. Yesterday, obviously we're using Whisperflow, but yeah, I was wondering what other people, does anyone else do this kind of like second brain app, Notion type app to write plans? I was kind of mentioning like, yeah, I could just dump everything into the chat box, but I don't know. I think the output would be similar, but I like some separation. So I'm curious what other people's thoughts are on that. Because then I can come back, I can come back and reference stuff, like what that first pass was, and yes, we'll iterate in Cloud Code, iterate in the actual project, but to where like some of these things might be outdated by even just right now, and it gets back with clarifying questions. Get block children, MCP, API get block children. Honking. I get a real hoot out of the word that it says. Discombobulating is my favorite. I see that one a lot. Please fix discombobulating. Let's check if. I wonder when the first person to hop in this stream is gonna be. Like by what day? By what? I wonder. I'm gonna pause music briefly, see if there's any audio. This stream is gonna be. Like by what day? By what? Damn, I look like a goober. I should turn on a light. But it's light, man. God dang it. Sounds like got some music. Tuning. Just got out of the shower. My buddy's B-Day dinner. Little bucket rider. North Scottsdale. Easy, baby. And get cigars after. So I just showered for down there 20 minutes, threw my clothes straight in the wash. That lingering smell. Wash my hair like a ladder. Look like baby. comprehensive understanding, and now they're honking. See, they say that ChatGPT members are good. Claude knows that I'm a honky. That's slur. Honking because I'm a honky. So, what can we do in the meantime here? So I did have to go in here. See if I could rename the app. Currently it's called GS Realty Client. But that makes me confused. I did client like I'm the client, and I would have, when I go and give this to a buddy in the brokerage or a buddy in general to repurpose, or maybe those things they do, that they would be another client, meaning user, right? And they have another initial and they'd be whatever. The client kind of on the app side conflates with the customer, like a client, like a real estate client, and now I'm just confused. So now I just want to rename it CRM. So I was just doing an analysis, RIC. That's another cloud abbreviation I have. Just reply in chat. And sometimes you'll say something, you'll ask a question, and it will try to write code, modify files. Should the tiles replace the current dashboard layout or be added as a new section? What? New current layout, use tiles. What? Is this trying to, because Shad-CN is connected or something? It's trying to. That's the. Oops. Task item column of the database in Notion should be directly related to the tile name that's currently in the dashboard. So I don't want to create new tiles per se. I want to configure so that it's not dummy data in the current titles. Which implementation phases should be complete initially? Phase 1 of the foundation. Local tiles with existing routes. Food Notion. Integration for KPIs. Let's see. Local tiles with existing routes. It's recommended, I guess. The Notion projects database isn't shared with the integration yet. Oh, gosh. It's not reading anything that whole time. See, this is the freaking problem. It is the page is indeed shared and shows an active connection. Make sure this is public. Link. X. review. You need to fully read this page in order to get any sort of plan together. The entirety of the plan is detailed in this Notion page. There's some trouble there. PPI, get blocked children. Very odd. Did they say that a database inline is a block and the children are records? Is that what get blocked children means? Okay. See, by coding it's like you learn. It's cool, like an app that you've been using for a long time, and then you come in here and you see like MCP, Notion defined and configured their own MCP. You know, no independent person did it. Pretty sure it's like officially a Notion MCP, and internally they did it. Yeah, that was it. And it's funny what they call internally certain things via API keys or other things from Notion disks or something. I see the admin dashboard specs in Notion. Bro. Just reiterating. Why the hell does reiterating something make it work sometimes? This is like Sonnet flashbacks. I don't know how to use Sonnet 3.5. When I was hitting my limits and you just have focus limits before 4.5, but it was just 4. You hit your limit really quick. I see the admin dashboard specs in Notion. The current dashboard has stats, cards, total contacts, active deals, revenue, calls. Yeah. Actually, these tiles, what? Not replace stats with report tiles. Remove current stats grid. Use the report section tiles as main app. No. To clarify, there are other items in this database inline. When you mention the report it and MLS uploads, all those report tiles, those aren't necessarily tiles, those are features to be built out in the sub page, not dashboard, but the associating other pages. So I wasn't clear on that, but let's get a plan in place to do everything across spanning past dashboard. Those are, we'll say defined in the page column of the database inline. So you'll see the other sub pages mentioned outside of just dashboard. But yes, we should get a plan to do all pages. For no dummy data, where should the sales target and active deals data come from? Yeah, Superbase. Choreographing. I got my orange. My Cloud Orange Hydro Flask. I had this really cool Yeti. And it was like textured, and it was a limited edition. It looked like granite. It was sick. Not granite, but like some granite, concrete kind of vibe. The texture's awesome. And I lost it! should have put an air tag on it. I should have 3D printed. I have a 3D printer, a nice 3D printer. I have the best 3D printer always, and the X1C with AMS. And pretty sure, I mean, there had to have been a Yeti handle file, STL file with an air tag. I would have made that. That would have been smart. Didn't get around to it. I definitely lost it. I don't know if I fully lost it. I think it's on the patio of my grandma's, but I keep forgetting where I go. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Still audio, still audio. Sorry, I'm trying to learn OBS. I messed up that other day. I think I get into trouble when I forgot the music in my headphones. And I switched to AirPods. I think that messes it up. I just gotta get my thing down. The graphic here is an animated project I did a while ago. I made all these scenes with this fourth character. And it weirdly makes sense now. Forking context windows, we're forking repos. Oh yeah, I saw this 7 hours ago. Forrest tweeted this clear context and auto accept the edits. It's pretty cool. Stay in one place. Big ass plan, holy moly. So we gotta review the plan. We gotta see what it says. It's tempting to just, let it fly, but especially when the model like Opus 4.5 is so good, but so implement the full GS Realty CRM app based on the projects database in Notion. And the projects database in Notion. Yes, projects. Defines all features, tiles across multiple pages. Dashboard replace the current implementation with real data instead of demo values. We want to emphasize keeping the same UI. Database defines 31 task items. Pages, dashboard page, complete task inventory. So make sure that we're looking at things like this isn't all happening in dashboard. Learn page. That's no sign. Dashboard only, goal, replace credit. Yeah, we gotta say, hey, we want to keep this same UI. I want to make sure that we know that the UI on dashboard should remain intact. We're just replacing the dummy data. Also, is Supabase MCP connected? Can we reference all of the backend to make sure that we have alignment? I like to throw in, like, on the first plan, I'll just say, how can this plan be improved? And then it'll pop up, it'll be like, how do you want this plan improved? And give 4 really good suggestions. And, you know, usually at least 2 of them are worth doing. You know, getting to a place where you are the one being prompted is a good pocket to be in. When you're vibe coding, your agentic coding, whatever you want to call it, or just prompting in general. Like, that's the reason deep research ChatGPT. Okay, so it is getting Supabase, which is fantastic. I don't see any mention of GS Site, which has some of these. And we are running low on context. And we'll take this plan and we'll throw it into, speaking of ChatGPT, we'll throw it into, we'll just sort of codex and make sure that it looks good on that front. But it's a good pocket to be in when it's prompting you back. That's why deep research on ChatGPT asks a couple clarifying questions, really hammers it home before it spends all sorts of tokens, all sorts of compute on a misaligned task. So we'll just say terminal a little tricky. It'll jump you, make you jump all around, especially in the IDE, or like it'll start glitching like crazy in the damn aneurysm. So starting chord changes. Confirm, yes. Oh, we mentioned GS Site. Let's take a GS Site example. It's funny. When the context window is getting low, I think I have a higher frequency of responding like quicker. I can just take my time, but I see that red down there. Okay, your context, take a shot clock, but it's really not, and it's just sitting here. But I want to find an example of where it's actually referencing GS Site where we want to cross place. So it's not looking like GS Site. I'll show you guys GS Site. because the context window is getting
tightening up. To markdown file in the GS Realty client
directory called undummy plan. Prior to proceeding. You never want to run compact. Compact makes it so damn stupid.
Alright, let's see if something was made here. Currently in the plan mode, which restricts me to only editing the plan. To approve randomly copied drafts. Undummy plan. So we're gonna go
Approve edits.
So it's gonna,
we're approving it,
and it said it's
gonna immediately make a markdown file.
the existing plan markdown file. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're learning something here. A previous process I'd go into plan mode. Okay, now it's understanding it. It's gonna say, with this new plan mode, with the wipe the context window
and improve edits.
I mean, I didn't even use that. I used manually
approve edits, which I never do. I always go auto accept.
For a second before that showed up, I thought
that it was really about to
wouldn't know how to write the file. At one point you could say,
hey, write the thing and it'd be in plan mode and it would go write it and then
it would show the plan again. I guess it didn't want to do it that time. So I had to approve it. But it does look like it is going ahead. I wonder if, because I didn't do and clear context window, I wonder if it's running into a context wall right here. It's gonna ask me to compact. I should have copied the plan.
I mean, it does get saved for plans. Just in case. Excuse me, sorry. this just in case I get hurt or then do a little bit of work and get all answer those clarifying questions and if you have some sort of alignment going. Be ashamed to use that. Okay. Created CRM implemented, not what I asked for. I wanted to be called Unknowing Plan. Good. Alright. Alright, that's good. Okay, good. So we have a good plan here. That's all I really wanted to get tonight. The plan was a good plan. We have documentation for it. We have a little jumping board to go off of. So I'm just gonna let it cook, but at this point I would be comfortable with doing. I'd be half comfortable with doing. If it didn't touch so much of the back end, I'd say dangerously. Dangerously skip permissions, YOLO mode. I'm gonna hate this shit. Start flickering. How long have we been going for? What are we looking at? 45 minutes? Might as well go an hour. Might as well let this rip. Just realty CRM. Make some commits here in a minute. After this first phase of the plan, that's been a habit that has been saved me a bunch of time, and a lack of a habit prior to adoption that ruined, just decayed a bunch of my time and absolutely screwed myself over with not learning GitHub, how to stage. Let's do GitHub 101. Maybe I can even clip this into its own little video. Alright. A pitch dark video. Doesn't that sound great? Alright. So, I'm in Cursor, right? In IDE. This is opened up on a local folder, non-iCloud folder, or at least it should be. And the ability of GitHub is basically, that's what your cloud is, or your code base is. What's a code base? You know what a code base is. You know, it's as soon as you have one line of code, I guess it's a code base. It's just a folder until you have one line of code, now it's a code base. It's a code base these days with the LLMs. As soon as you have one file, I mean, technically every single folder on your computer is a code base because it has files or any sort of content, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, photos, screenshots, whatever, text files, you name it. And you open up a folder in Cursor here, and it already has that context there. And you have your AI panel, you have your terminal if you are getting to the cloud coding, and you're able to build out, in any of your code bases, you're able to pull and push from the cloud even if it's just on the local system, non-iCloud folder on your local system. GitHub is your cloud. So you go, hey, new folder, no contents in it. You can literally go, once you have your ID configured with your GitHub account, really not hard to do. You can literally just get a step-by-step cursor in the text LLM panel. You go, okay, let's set this up. You get it set up, and now you have repositories. When you come into this little icon here, this little branch guy, there will be two buttons, and it'll say initialize repository and publish to GitHub. So you just initialize your repository, or click either or, and now you have GitHub going inside your project with inside your IDE. Now, if you initialize a project, there's no contents in it until you do that first push.
When you initialize a repository,
and you're all of a sudden, this down here will say main. So you'll have a main, and that's your that's the start down here, right? And it's just like one little node. And say you say, but it will have, like, if you already had files in there, it wasn't blank, and you're just initializing a thing, maybe you got stuff going and you have code that does a thing, and you understand that there's a layer of complexity coming up, or you're just a paranoid, you want to save progress, which is great. All you're gonna do is you can do it manually. You can go commit all of these, right? Really, you need to stage these, so that the kind of order of operations is any untracked, represented by these U.
You'll see a bunch of U's here.
And it'll say changes, and that'll be, when you condense it, that's all it'll say, changes. So this just finished. So I go commit these changes, non-duplicates. And I click send, or I go, sorry. I go stage. Shit, I should have said stage. Stage these changes, right? Changes. Duplicates only. We'll say.
I meant to say.
Hopefully that I meant to say overrides that commit these changes. But you'll see here, right? These changes, it's going to say staged changes. Meaning, okay, there were files changed on here. When you first started off, it's all going to say changes because nothing's being represented. And then it's going to go stage changes, boom. And stage changes just means, okay, now it's ready for a commit. What's a commit? All these other ones are duplicate things. It's a safety precaution I have, but
now these files that were changed, okay, cool.
We're gonna go commit these staged changes to what branch? It'll be main, but GS Realties. You could, this means that you're on that branch, so if you just said commit, make a commit, it would do it automatically. But for explaining and kind of understanding the order of operations here, we're going through it. So now these will, give it a second,
get crossed off.
No, there should be a cross off. Yes, so that they go fires. Boom, gone. Now there's no more stage changes because now they've been committed to this branch.
Now, if you went on GitHub and opened this branch,
and you expect to see them there at this point, you wouldn't. Because guess what? You see the suggestion right here? You haven't pushed it. So I go tab, push it. And, well, I'm not going to push it at this point, but if I did push it, you kind of get the idea that it would push all the different commits. So that was just one set of commits because we reached a certain threshold, right? And I could, but I want to wait until we actually do all the implementation of all phases to review all those commits. And it's just like a bundle, right? It's just a basket of different progress points. Then you push it to the branch. And at that point, say that your computer, absolutely, you spilled water on it, and it's done. So you get a new computer, you didn't back anything up, but guess what? You pushed it to the GitHub branch. You'd be able to go in and come to cursor and say, all right, I have a repository here. You just say in text, I have this repository at this GitHub URL link. Go ahead and copy it from the most recent point from main, right? Right, main being the starter branch. And at that point, you have the ability to pull down all your progress, all the changes that you saved and committed and pushed. So kind of get the understanding of GitHub, big, high ROI, you gotta learn it. We'll be glad you did, so you don't get burned, because it's easy to get burned. Because you're allowing these LLMs access over your entire system, or projects, all files and projects, so.
gotta be careful. And then the last step to it
is, okay, so you might be like, all right, GS Realty Client, or Realty CRM, that's a different branch name than main, which you said is the starter one.
It's just another level of kind of
checkpoints where I branch off from main. I make all of these commits and everything to GS Realty CRM, and then just like you review all the commits before pushing to a branch, I'm going to review all the entire branch of all the pushes before I push this branch, GS Realty CRM, to main. Main is like it has to be perfect, right? So it's smart it's another layer, but you don't even need to do that. Like for a simple first couple projects, just rock and roll with main. But yeah, at this point, I think we'll wind up here. We'll close out. And it's so dark, probably couldn't see me the whole time. Probably for the best. But I do appreciate it. Yeah, let me know about that question earlier from last stream about how you do PRDs in a second brand and how you kind of just plan everything out. I'm gonna keep asking that every stream until we get a viewer, until we get going. We're gonna get going though, no doubt. But yep, good stuff. All the best.